Hello and welcome to Brian's Got Game. I'm Brian. Today I've got a game called Lucky Luau. Lucky Luau is a 2 to 6 player set collection game by Boltz and will soon be published by Cardlords. In this game, players are building lays for a luau, and they do this by stringing together flowers, nuts, and leaves in different combinations to score points. On your turn, you draw a card from the pile in the center of the table, and then you decide if you want to add it to your lay. If you do, you simply add it as the next item, left to right. If you don't want it, then it goes face up back in the center pile. Play continues until there are no cards left. At that point, you score everyone's lay, and the player with the most points wins. So let's check it out, and I'll show you how to build a lay, how to use the knife and spacers, and how to mix it up with host cards in Lucky Luau. To set up, give each player a set of a knife, a spacer, and a hook. And we're going to be playing a 2-player game, so we're going to have those right there. Then you randomly select 3 host cards to play with. We're going to be playing with these 3. Then take all of the lay cards and kind of set them in the middle of the table. So we're going to take these, make sure they're all facing down, and just mix these up. Make sure they're not sorted in any way, and that they're just there. You are now ready to begin. The goal of the game is to create a beautiful lay with sets of flowers and other cards in it. The problem is that you can only build it left to right. And then the only way to modify it at all is with your knife and spacer. And then there are also some special endgame scoring things here. And there's a whole bunch of them, like here's a bunch more. And they're double-sided, so there's a lot of different possibilities there that'll make every game different. So this first one, they'll give you 4 points to anyone who makes all flowers and leaves score. So if you have all of your flowers and leaves on your lay and all of them score, then you get 4 points. I'll give points to the person with the most yellow flowers. So the person with the most yellow flowers will get 6 points. And then we'll give points to people who don't use their spacers. So whoever doesn't use their spacers gets 5 points. So then you take the first turn. So on your turn, you can take any one card out of the middle. So I'm going to take this one. Then you look at it and decide if you want it. If you want it, you can put it on your lay, like that. So I'm going to have my red flower right there. Then the next player takes their turn. I'm going to draw this. That's an orange flower. They're going to take that. And then you just keep going, drawing cards. There's blue. So this is a good blue flower, but I don't want it next to my red flower because how the scoring works. So I'm going to throw it back. I'm going to explain that in a second. So I don't want that card, so I threw it back in the middle. Now, the other player, and in the future, you can choose to take this card instead of an upside down card. So we're going to take this one. So this is the yellow one. So I want this yellow one, so we're going to put it right there. So how the flowers score is it says on the card that yellow cards will score if they're next to other yellow cards. So if you have a yellow card adjacent to a yellow card, they will both score 2 points each. It also says it will score if it's next to an orange or a rainbow flower. So there are rainbow flowers in here, and they act as wilds. They become any other flower. Or this orange. There are some rare flowers, orange, purple, and green. And they are secondary colors, and they score when they are next to either or both of their colors. So this orange one will score 2 points if it's next to a pink or a yellow. So that's like that. So we'll continue. I'll draw this one. There's a pink. Yeah, I'm just going to keep searching for this red. Next player's turn. There's the pink. Sure, I'll take that. And then I'll go. And you just keep going, taking cards as you build your lay. So something that you're going for is you want to place this card, your fishhook, in the center of your lay. You get 10 points if it's in the exact center of your lay at the end of the game. You get 5 if it's off by 1. So you can try to keep that in mind as you build your lay. So now I think we're back to my turn over here. I don't want to just keep trying to draw random things. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this, or I'm going to draw my card first to look. It's a blue one. So I'm going to put the spacer in here So then I can put my red in there if I find it later. And I can put my blue there. And that ends my turn. Then we're back over here. I'm just gonna draw. We got a nut. So the nuts are cool because there are only 6 of them in the game. I don't know if you noticed, but in the top right corner, it says how many of each card there are. So there's 2, 7, 6, 4, 5, and then the nut, there's 6 of them. And if you have 1 on your lay, it's worth 2 points. If you have 2 on your lay, you get a cumulative score of 4. If you have 3 of them, 8, and 4 is 16. All right there. So we're gonna take that. We're gonna take the blue. Back over here again. Yellow. We're gonna take it. Then back over here. I could try to block him by taking the yellow, but I'm not going to. I'm just going to draw another one. And there's lots of pinks left. I'll take the pink. So I'm starting to near the middle over here. So we're going to take that there, scoot this over, and put the fish hook in the middle. Hopefully, this player will be able to get 7 on the other side, which is pretty likely considering that there's a lot left. And then you can continue to work on that in the game. And if you feel like you're not going to make it, you can cut some off the other side later. So basically, you build your whole lay, and then you score it at the end. So there's a couple other cards in here that I want to go over. Let's say I drew my red, and I'm going to use my spacer I can remove this and replace it with the red, and then the spacer is removed from the game. Let's also say that later in the game, this player wants to use their knife. So they use their knife, and that's discarded from the game, and it cuts any one card out of their lay. So we're going to cut out the nut, and that just slides over, and then you continue. So there's a couple more cards in here. There is, man, I'm kind of lucky to not drop them. There's a purple, which is a rare flower. Scores next to pink or blue. I don't know if I explained, but if you have it next to pink and blue, if I had it here, make it so the pink one scores because the purple counts as a pink, and you would make it so the blue one scores because the purple one counts as a blue, and then the purple, instead of just scoring the 3 points, since it's next to both of its colors, it scores 7. So it's a huge bonus to have all of them. Okay, so the most common card in the game, finally, is a leaf. So if you draw a leaf, there's 8 of them, and it's worth 1 point if it's next to another leaf. So put that there, and then we'd have another leaf there. So then those would each be worth 1 point. Now there's another card in here called the Mega Leaf, and it scores 1 point for every other leaf and other Mega Leaf, because there's 2 of them. So if I had that there, I would score 1, 2, and then another point for each one, 3, 4. So it doubles your points. And then if you get the other Mega Leaf, then it doubles it again. Or it just triples it, makes it so it's tripled. We've got another card is the Rainbow Flower. So I could put that, let's say I didn't have this pink, and so I could put that in there as a pink, and it counts as the pink. The thing is that a rainbow flower can only count as a basic flower, so red, blue, pink, or yellow, and it even scores as that flower. It just can't stand in as a rare flower. So then you score your lays, and then make sure that you add in the bonus points over here for the hosts, and then the player with the most points wins. That's how to play Lucky Luau.
Okay, got my dad here for Parents' Opinions. So Dad, what did you think of Lucky Luau? I had a lot of fun with Lucky Luau. It scales really well. Like you showed in a 2-player game, the lays just end up getting really long. But you know, you use the same number of cards. So when you play the 4-player game, you just divide those by 4, and then so the lays become a little bit shorter, which kind of teaches you a little bit of math, because you got to figure out where the middle of your hook, or where the middle of the lay is, so that you can put the hook in the right place.
Yeah.
But I really liked it. It's a great family game. So yeah.
Sweet. So not a whole lot on the component side because it's a card game, so there are cards.
And we have a prototype copy.
Oh, that is true.
Yeah. So this will be on Kickstarter. The way that Cardlords usually does it is there isn't, a whole lot of stretch goals and things. They like to create a complete game and pack it into one of those, little tuck boxes.
It should ship with a lei. That'd be cool.
Well, I don't know. Maybe you have to check the Kickstarter and see.
I don't know. That would be cool though, but that's up to them. I don't get to choose. So the artwork, I really like the artwork. It's super cool. There's all the cool, beautiful flowers, and then all of the host cards have individual art on them, and just on all the cards in the box and everything just has great art.
Yeah, I think they did a really good job kind of pulling you into the theme of the game. Mm-hmm. That, you were kind of in Hawaii on the islands. Everything is real bright, vibrant colors.
Yeah, they did a great job on that. Some strategy. So, we saw a couple different strategies while we were playing. I'll let you start on those.
Well, the cards that you get, like the spacers and the knife, obviously those play into a little bit of your strategy because you can kind of hold off and save that space for later. Mm-hmm. And then the knife, usually comes into play when you're trying to get your hook in the middle because trying to score that 10 points.
Yeah.
That is very important. The name of it is Lucky Luau. So I'll let you talk a little bit about the luck aspect.
Yeah, so there is a little bit of luck, but they did help balance that out, like you said, with the spacers and the knife. You're just drawing cards and placing them. Though for some reason my lei always looks like messy and not very good. And then whenever Aiden plays, hers is all flowers. And I'm like...
And they all scored.
Yeah.
Yeah. But no, there's a little bit with the set collection. So the nuts kind of grow, the leaves score in their different way, the flowers score all in their different ways. So, and then with the host cards, those are kind of cool too because it makes every game feel a little bit different. Like the ones that you showed, like you may not normally take a yellow flower, but in this case, it's points worth 6 points at the end of the game, and 6 points is kind of a lot. And then. What was the other one? Oh, if you don't use your spacer.
Yeah.
And that can kind of come in handy too. And maybe, that just comes down to being lucky. And I don't remember what the other one was that you showed. But some of those kind of play into a little bit of the strategy. But at the end of the game, or at the end of the day, there is a lot of luck in this one. And I was worried when I first read the rules because we play a lot of 2-player games. And I just pictured myself flipping the card over, laying it in the middle, and Brian taking it.
You want
every
you
time.
Want it? You want it?
But as you mentioned, with that gets kind of mitigated with your with whatever you're trying to do, plus the ability to with the knife and the spacers.
Yeah. And then also with the strategy, sometimes when we played, someone scored a whole lot of points, like they scored all of the host cards and they still didn't win. Like sometimes those are really good, but if someone has, like I said before, a whole lei of flowers that all score, that's kind of hard to beat.
And I don't think I won. I've never won this game.
You are the unluckiest person at the Lucky Luau.
I'm just there for the food, I guess.
And then easy for kids, we played it with Aiden and Lincoln, and it's not that hard. You take a card and you place it. Probably the hardest thing about it is one, keeping track of the hosts, and then the math at the end.
Yeah. Again, because they have the tuck box, so I don't know that they're going to include like a score pad or whatever. I was thinking while we were playing, it'd be nice to have a little score pad, but I mean, you could easily just use your own piece of paper as well.
Yeah.
The one thing I was going to say about kids and playing it with young kids is, this is great for like, elementary school. The scoring is a little bit tricky the first time you play, and then it kind of clicks. But it's really cool about the colors, right? So like the colors, you only score if you have 2 colors together, or like you mentioned, the secondary colors. It kind of teaches, that yellow and blue make green. So green will score when it's next to yellow and blue. And so I just kind of thought that was cool, a little educational there, while you're having fun, as a family.
Yeah. So I think that's it. Do you have anything else?
Yes. Yellow and pink make orange. I throw that in there. I thought it was red, but it's yellow and pink.
Well, they want a nice light orange,
I guess, it depends on the hue.
Anyway, so overall, I had a lot of fun with this game. It's super simple. You draw a card, play a card, but then there's a bunch of lower, deeper down things that come up while you're playing.
Yep, and it gets mixed up with all the different host cards. Comes in a small little package. You could throw it in your backpack, take it anywhere. This is a good little game that Cardlords is adding to their line of small, family-friendly games.
Yep. So that's Lucky Luau, soon to be published by Cardlords. Thank you for watching Brian's Got Game. Please like us on our Facebook page. Send us a tweet at Brian's Got Game. Visit our webpage, briansgotgame.com. Subscribe to our YouTube channel. I'm Brian, and this is my dad, and I'll see you next time.